Very good morning, one and all present over here. Myself, Bilal Madri, Assistant Professor, Room Division Management from Jagrusan Charitable Trust, Thakur Shyamnarayan Degree College. Welcome each one of you after a tea break. We from Thakur Institute of Hotel Management going to present research paper presentation session. I would request Mr. Gaurav Salian, Assistant Professor, Food and Beverage from Thakur Institute of Hotel Management to present research paper on topic post-COVID food and beverage. I would request Mr. Gaurav sir to take over the paper presentation. Sir, over to you.
Greeting of the day. My name is Gaurav Salian, Assistant Professor of Food and Beverage from Thakur Institute of Hotel Management. So today I am going to present a case study on post-COVID food and beverage industry. As we start with the COVID-19 has made a big, huge impact in food and beverage industry. December 2019, the COVID affected the hospitality industry. All the hotels started their cost down method to survive in this industry. So the hotel industry and the tourism industry was very much affected. Move to the next slide. In the month of March 2020, as the cases were rising all over the world, each and every country was in the lockdown mode. So the 5-star hotel where the occupancy used to be around 80 to 90% in the month of November 2019 or in the month of December 2019, where it directly came to a fall where the occupancy rate was 5 to 10%. While working, the food and beverage department was a challenge because each and every F&B personnel has to wear the PPE kit, which was personal protection equipment, in which the gloves were included, hairnet, double mask, and every 30 minutes we have to change the gloves and we have to sanitize our hands. Due to the scenario, there were less staff working in the F&B department as per the government norms. So the government norms were very difficult. So it was very difficult to survive in the hotel, to serve the guests, for the quarantine guests, let it be COVID positive guests too. Please change the slide. As the restaurants were closed due to COVID virus for a few months, when the government lifted up the restrictions with new rules and regulations, the restaurants were ready to serve the guests. So where the capacity of a restaurant was 160 cover, so we have to we did the capacity for a restaurant, then it was the 80 covers we can say. So each and every table were placed in 6 by 6 feet rule. So each and every table we have to sanitize it, where the F&B personnel was using its PPE kit and was serving the guest. The professional waiter takes the order when the food is served. At that moment, the professional waiter has to ask the guest, "May I serve the food?" because of the safety restrictions. If we go, obviously in a 5-star hotel, we used to serve the food in a silver service manner. So as the COVID started, we had to ask the guest, "Sir, may I serve you?" So this is our manners and it is all about. Next slide please. For banquets, there were same rules and regulations. The event takes place in a proper manner according to the rules. Due to COVID scenario, all the hotels were given contactless service to the guests. So wherever the banquet event used to take place, so let it be a wedding. For an example, if the capacity of a banquet was for 100 people, so the capacity at the COVID time, we bring it down to 50% capacity. So the capacity of the guest would be 50 people or a 50 guests. So 50 cover, we used to give them a private, you can say some round tables for the buffet. So the buffet was set up. So there was less contact, less staff in the banquet. Next slide. After the restrictions were lifted up by the government, with new rules and regulations, the restaurant and banquets were started. Where the capacity was from 50%, they came to 75%. So the staff were more in sense of, in the year of 2020 was a very sad year we can say, as there were less staff. So the gear of the staff for food and beverage department was gloves, mask, face shield, hairnet, which was very mandatory. Each and every guest, whenever they enter the hotel, they have to show their Arogya Setu app. If the status was green, then only they were allowed to enter for the event. The shift hours got extended of the sun. So normally the shift hours for the each and every F&B personnel, maybe it could be 9 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. But due to COVID, there were less staff, so they have to extend their duty hours. Less experienced staff were given a break, so the company could maintain the flow. So why they were given a break? So the company could not afford to pay their salaries. That is the reason there was a term used, sabbatical, in which each and every staff was given 20% of their salary and they could stay at their home. Okay, change the slide. So this is just a picture where F&B personnel is wearing a face shield, a mask, gloves is there, and you can see the tables are maintained. Next. In the end, so it was a bad time for each and every industry. So let it be a corporate industry, let it be a hotel industry, or let it be a tourism industry. So as it affected the hotel industry as well, because of COVID, each and every country had unemployment. No doubt, all the companies were shut down, the hotels were shut down, but the government, few countries, the government gave the norms that use the hotel for quarantine, where the actual room rate for a quarantine, if we say in Indian rupees, the room rate for a room was 10 to 12,000, where it directly came down for 4,000 because there was no sale. So each and every room was sold for 4,000, in which American plan was given. When the food was served to the guests, we used to give them in a packed tray. So each and every food we used to deliver in the room with the help of the PPE. Still many countries are recurring. So till date the COVID cases are rising up, but we are trying to catch up our industry. As in now, in today's date, people are getting employed in the hotel industry with a less salary. Yes, the reason behind that is, for an example, I just gave an example that a room which in 2019 December the room was selling for 10 to 12,000, which directly came down to 4,000. So it is very difficult to survive the hotel industry. We even couldn't reach the profit margin for a month or for a financial year. As the hotel industry will take time to get back into action. Yes, approx it will take 2 to 3 years if the COVID things settle down. As there are many standards, there are many quality food what we use in 5-star hotel, which is very difficult to recover the money of our hotel. As we have professional staff who is working with the 5-star hotel, so they are, they are getting less paid, and this is due to all COVID-19. To recover the losses which was occurred in the end of the 2019, 2020 and 21 is difficult, but yes, we are hotelier and will stand for our industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav sir, for your tremendous knowledge on the topic which was presented by you. Now we have Ms. Het Ganatra, student of FIBSc, Hospitality Studies. She is going to present the research topic on future of hospitality post-COVID-19. Over to you, Het.
Greetings of the day. My name is Het Ganatra, student of Thakur Institute of Hotel Management. I would like to thank Professor Bilal Madri for guiding me on this case study. Today I am going to present a case study on future of hospitality. The hospitality, travel and tourism sector have been hit hard, but we can't ignore the impact on society. Consumer behavior and eventually consumer spending have been and will continue to alterate, and business plans need to adapt to these new circumstances. Evolving consumer behavior and habits, health and safety. Consumer will pay more attention to the different security, hygiene and health procedures that establishments are implementing. Consumption and spending. Many consumers will be prioritizing expenditure on the basic products and will focus on goods due to decreased purchasing power as a consequence of a rise in unemployment. Adaptability of hotel and industry. Planning is the key in any business, but in the current scenario, efficient and continuous planning will be more determined than ever. People management. Hotel will have to invest money and resources by organizing training sessions, supplying appropriate personal protective equipment, providing information and guaranteeing a safe working environment. Hotel design. The physical concept of a hotel must be rethought. Hotel operations. Now is the moment for hotel owners and operators to demonstrate the reliance of the sector and its capacity to adjust to the realities of the market and integrate the new rules and regulations. Some of the hotel chains and their safety and cleaning programs are Best Western Hotels and Resorts, We Care Clean. Four Seasons Hotel and Resort, Lead with Care. Hilton Hotels, Clean Stay. Sales and marketing strategies. Another way of increasing visibility as well as return is by reinventing the space of hotel and new strategies. The hotel chains have become creative in their approaches to attract new clients and have incorporated new ways of business into their action plans. Hotel chains and their strategies are B&B Hotels, Workroom, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., home for everyone's dream. Health and safety. Health and safety measures will be without doubt the areas where hotels will need to focus their efforts. Some campaigns implemented by hotels are listed below. Summary. Sometimes we learn most of the drastic situations as we are obligated to adapt to unknown scenarios. This pandemic has forced the hotel industry to boost creativity and innovation and remain competitive. Confidence, security, and comfort will be the key to revive tourism, and hotels will need to contribute to generating peace of mind. It is not the matter of trend, it is a question of evolution. This is not an overnight change. Industry knowledge and an appropriate market study is fundamental. Those hotel companies characterized by culture of adaptability and a positive attitude towards change will show resilience and lead by example. As Charles stated once, it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent. It is the one that most adaptable to change. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed, for your presentation as we got a good information regarding the future of hospitality COVID-19. Now we have Jhanvi Jadhav, student of FIPSC Hospitality Studies, who is going to present her topic on COVID-19 management in hotel and other entities of the accommodation sector. Over to you, Jhanvi.
Greetings of the day. My name is Jhanvi Jadhav. I'm a student of Thakur Institute of Hotel Management, currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in hospitality studies. I would like to thank my professor Bilal Madre for guiding me in this case study. Today, I'll be presenting a case study on COVID-19 management in hotels and other entities of the accommodation sector. The study explores the interplay between public measures adopted by the hotel industry to combat COVID-19 and the performance of the hospitality industry. The coronavirus pandemic has significantly impacted the accommodation sector and hotel industries. As the process of relaxation of public health and social measures has begun in the different parts of the world, it is a mandatory requirement to strictly adhere to the standard protocols. The first and foremost requirement is to constitute a team which together formulates an action plan and strategies to reduce the probability of acquisition or transmission of infection in the hotel settings. This team should develop license with the local public health authorities, tourism, catering, and other stakeholders. As the effect of COVID-19 spreads across the entire world, the primary focus for government and businesses is the safety of their people. COVID-19 is primarily transmitted between people via respiratory droplets and person-to-person contact routes. Transmission may also occur by touching objects or materials carrying infection in the immediate environment around the infected person. Hotels and accommodation establishments are places where there is a high degree of interaction among guests and workers. It is these aspects, the lodging of guests, the service this entails like food and beverages, cleaning activity, organization, etc., and the interaction specific to these establishments that require specific attention. Staff under the age of 60 and who are in general good health can wear fabric masks when they cannot guarantee at least a meter distance from others. This is particularly important for staff who are in close contact or potential close contact with others. Everyone should follow the local policies and regulations. The management at hotels needs to have a strategy in place to cope with the COVID-19 pandemic, which must be regularly updated as suggested by pertinent authorities. Some aspects are to be considered. The management at hotels must create and implement a plan to prevent transmissions in consultation with the local government, health authorities, as well as hotel, restaurant, and other related administrations and industry associations. Mitigating health impact on staff and guests is possible by supporting the health authorities in managing cases and tracing contacts. Processes should be clearly laid out for staff members to follow in case they feel poorly, such as maintaining a minimum distance of a meter between themselves and the guest. Staff must have easy accessibility to the facilities and reserves of cleaning and disinfecting materials. Processes to follow in case of cleaning and disinfecting room utilized by the infected person must also be put in place. The management must also ensure that adequate resources are allocated to manage suspected cases and their possible contacts. Regular supervision of measures taken and their effects is important to cover any gaps in implementation. A detailed record of actions taken to manage suspected cases must be kept. Documents, videos, brochures, etc., which stress on the best practices for COVID prevention could be circulated to establishment information among the guests and staff. Staff must be informed of all the protective measures and signs, symptoms of COVID-19. By organizing regular briefing sessions, standard operating procedures for dealing with the suspected cases, as well as disinfecting premises, should also be included during these sessions. Food buffets are not recommended because of the risk of close physical contact with others. Shared serving implement and multiple people touching the surface of the buffet. Indoor dining spaces should have a maximum of 4 people in 10 square meters. The distance from the back of one chair to the distance of the back of another chair should be at least a meter apart for both indoor and outdoor dining. And guests that face each other should also be at this distance. This team should develop license with the local public health authorities, tourism, catering, and other stakeholders. As the effect of COVID-19 spread across the world, the primary focus for government and businesses is the safety of their people. Will continue. The implications for economic growth and corporate profits have to lead to a sharp sell-off in equity markets across the globe. The case study talks about how important precautions are nowadays in the hospitality industries in these unprecedented times, and how hotels and restaurants have bounced back globally when people have started traveling after being locked in their houses for almost 2 years now. The report starts with the introduction of COVID-19 virus. The causes and the symptoms are also highlighted. It also shows why, when, and how the precautions are to be taken. As we all know, this lockdown of COVID-19 had a great impact on hotel industry, but everything is coming back to normal. So we all need to take some precautions for our normal life. Everyone is concerned about their health and safety, and only if hoteliers make sure they'll take all necessary precautions and communicate about intensified cleaning protocols, social distancing norms applied, as well as changes made to commonly used areas in their properties. In order to promote social distancing, guest safety and security in the hotel is of primary importance to the people in the post-COVID world. Safely, with certain restrictions like a maximum number of people allowed to ensure adequate physical distancing, fabric mask policies required by local or national regulations, hand washing stations, especially in the toilets and changing room areas, single-use towels only. If we take precautions like this, the chances of COVID-19 can be reduced. The management team, in consultation with local authorities and catering and tourism administration, should establish an action plan tailored to the situation and implement it in accordance with the local government recommendations to prevent COVID-19 transmission. The team should further support the health authority for effective case management and contact tracing and mitigate impact among clients and staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Jhanvi, for your wonderful presentation. Now we have Jeanne, student of FIBSc Hospitality Studies. She is going to present her topic, Front Office COVID-19 Strategy, a Success Mindset. Over to you, Jeanne.
Greetings of the day. My name is Jeanne Miranda. I am a student of Thakur Institute of Hotel Management, currently pursuing my degree in BSc in Hospitality Studies. I would like to thank Professor Bilal Madri for helping me on this case study. Today I am going to be presenting a case study on front office COVID strategy, a success mindset. With the uncertainties brought by the pandemic, we all know the travel and the hotel industry had slowed down. As we know that the hotel industry is unstoppable, it has made sure that such measures to be taken so that the guests have a safe stay. Front office is the first place where the guests arrive and come in touch with the staff. Due to COVID, there are certain ways that can be done by making sure the requirement is fulfilled. The entire front office can be digitalized, keeping COVID-19 measures, for example, QR code system. Verification can be done through it. It is a key to the room. It also helps in check-in and check-out measures. Despite of the change due to COVID, there are strategies that will help uphold the standards of the hotel. Accept the change and plan for them. Even though the industry has changes, but we should plan in a way that will make the stay memorable and meaningful to the guests. Find ways to adapt. When, when moving forward, acknowledge the circumstances are different now and you will be more successful if you look for creative ways to adapt sooner rather than later. Whatever stage of closure or reopening your property is at now, start brainstorming ways to make your post-COVID front office operations effective, efficient, and engaging for your guests. Make safety and hygiene a priority in public places. Local authorities will provide rules and theoretical guidelines, but it's up to you how you implement them to ensure your guests are both safe and have a good time. Space out your seatings. Many countries have new rules about how many people can be in a closed area at a time. Space out your seatings in the lobby and other public areas to limit the number of people who spend time there. Avoid boring empty spaces by setting up plants, artwork, or decorative separators that suit your property style. Share information. In many countries, hygiene regulations vary from region to region or city to city. Help your guests stick to local and in-house guidelines by public displaying safety information. Making sure you have a poster or making sure that there are guidelines that will help the guest and always remember to wear a mask. Set up sanitizing stations. For the safety of your guests, have sanitizer stations in strategic spots of the hotel, like the entrance, the reception desk, the area in front of the elevator, and the hostess desk in the dining outlook. Keep your property from looking like a hospital by making the stations blend with the decoration of the hotel. Determine the cost of refilling your hand sanitizer stations regularly and buying more disinfectant to clean reception counters, credit card machines, pens, and everything else staff and guests touch regularly. Keep in mind that these costs will rise as you welcome more guests and bring back more staff. Time spent on new COVID related tasks, cleaning and sanitizing the reception area and your equipment several times a day, as well as dealing with paperwork and service requirement, can quickly take a lot of time out of your staff's day. Try to find creative ways to handle this work efficiently and ensure you consider these tasks when planning your rotas and labor work. As the breakout continues to affect billions of people worldwide, the hotel and leisure industry continues providing secure lodging for the visitors to remain and accommodate before resuming their journey. The management of the hotel has strategies in place to cope with the COVID-19 pandemic. To make sure there is a budget made for the equipment used to sanitize and those other materials used to help the guests while they stay. To add cost of everything that is used to reach the profit margin of the hotel. Thank you.
Thank you, Zian, for your wonderful presentation. I would like to thank and congratulate each and every student of FIBSc Hospitality Studies for giving such a tremendous presentation with the skills and efficiency, as it is a turning point of your career when you are an undergraduate student. Now, we enter technical round 1 and soon we'll begin with technical round 2 for the paper presentation. Thank you.